morning and welcome to today's live this beautiful morning. I hope that you are having a good day. We're here to make your day better. It's a very interesting topic today. My crew, capable and able. Always here to make your day better. And today we want to talk about relationships. What makes a relationship work? The way Joyce is smiling this beautiful
She's
morning.
happy now. Anytime you're talking about love, Joyce is all smiling on the show.
I'm happy because a lot of issues like burning questions will be answered at the end of the day. I know people are, especially young people like myself, are out there like, oh, am I on the right path? What should I do? And all of that. So when you have topics like this, or when you have conversations like this, at the end of the day, it sets a footmark for people to follow and the right way. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah,
Well,
and I want to say, I wanted to be your advocate, but anyway. Let's just leave it. Because I notice how people, young ladies, ask you certain questions, looking up to you. And then sometimes, when we come up here and then they feel like some of these issues will not be really figured out and iron out, by just only you. They hear other opinions and then they feel, yeah, now she's saying, I know my people are watching, so they will hear what Engineer Tony will say, what Prudence will say,
What Solomon Sambo said.
Okay, all right.
Be calling your name when you are mentioning people's names.
So, well, I'm happy to be here. And then relationship is a good thing, when you start it on the right footing, and then relationship, in day-to-day life, you can't take away relationship because in every aspect of life you see relationship. There's this relationship at work, and there's this relationship in family, and there's this relationship that leads to like being a husband and wife. And I think we're narrowing it to relationship that between.
Interestingly, like the topic relationship is one that cannot be exhausted.
Sure.
Like every day you bring about topic or conversation, it seems new. And every day you talk about it, someone's issue, problem is being addressed. I recall there was a day on today's live when we were talking about a topic that has to do with relationship. Immediately we went out, someone just rushed to me and said, this is exactly what is happening to me.
Oh my God.
Like that, this was my own situation. I'm in a crossroad. I'm just thinking between this, and you all answered that question. He was so excited and felt comforted. And I think at the end of the day, he got married. He's happily married now. We danced along, and that's why I said it's just.
We helped him and he didn't come back to the conversation.
He's happily married.
How can you marry on the premise of our show and not come back to say, hey, I'm grateful?
Well, by the way, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Please drop your comments. We really want to hear what you have to say about what makes a relationship work. And we're also going to be telling you from our own wealth of knowledge, which I'm not so sure I have a lot, but I'm just kidding
So
about
who
that.
will talk?
I don't know.
Talk.
I don't know for Prudence. Say that she's not experienced.
So
who is experienced?
You see, we have two married people here and their relationship.
Me, so okay, sorry. The Bible says, call the things that be not as though they were. Yeah. I'm calling the things that be not for Joyce as though they were. She's like, hey, are you surprised that you are married in the spirit realm? You have to be married there before you are married physically.
That's true. Okay, all right. Please.
What do you want to ask married men that you didn't ask at home? You are bringing it to the show. Are your parents not married? You'd have asked at home. You gain expo, then you come and talk to us on the show. That's how it works.
I did ask. That's why I said I was.
So you want to compare?
My wealth of knowledge just not as much as yours, but I do have a little bit.
Okay, about marriage things. Tell us.
A little bit.
Let's know whether you are going on church discipline. What makes relationship work? This question is like it's like $1 million question. That's if it's a question, but I'm trying to put it like a question. What makes relationship work? there is no particular definition or explanation to give that makes relationship work, because what cuts out for you may not necessarily cut out for me, and what makes your relationship work might be like the total opposite of what makes mine or ours work. See, is the thing is all is patterned in ways that can suit your nature as a person. When you buy flowers for someone, you'll be like, no, you didn't see me sweet, you are buying me flower. You understand what I'm saying? And when you surprise someone with a car, the person will be like, we have not finished building house, you are buying car. You know, so it's preference. It's preference. What this man prefers is different from what the other person prefers. What Prudence like that will make a relationship. So some people say the little things in this life are the things that matter to me. Some people, Kuma is Hausa.
Again.
Like some people also would prefer something that is hard. Like some people, when they don't see you sweat about something, they don't believe it's doable. They don't believe it's something that you should applaud. You get what I'm saying? So think about it. What you want, brother, is Stephanus to show you. She doesn't want it around her and Peter. All these holding hands and doing, I don't want it. Some people want to be loved privately, not publicly. Some people want you to, don't love me privately, love me in the public. I want everybody to know. You see, that's how it works for them.
Some both.
Some with extra. So, but you see, what we are saying is identify. That is why communication is key in everything. And when you are communicating, be truthful. Don't be bashful. Because if you are truthful with something, I'm going out with you, you told me something, and I'm the kind of person that takes things very, 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 like, seriously. And I've taken it seriously. And I'm saying that you took me serious, you must be joking. Let me tell you what I want. After 8 years, can you see the havoc? So you should be truthful, be sincere, be honest. Man, I'm telling you, this is what I'm going through. I want you to understand me based on what I said. Any other thing is a turn off for me. I don't want to do it. Any other thing is a turn off for me. I don't want to do it. But you see, when you said you want this, I don't play with breakfast. Please don't play with it. I don't play with you. You can skip lunch, but you see breakfast, even if I don't play with it. But somebody will tell you, I don't care. I'm not a breakfast person. I'm a more of a dinner person and a lunch person. But somebody will tell you that breakfast, if I don't have it, there are a lot of things in relationships that that will make it work, that we cannot sit down here and define. We can only suggest. Like we're saying, sit down, talk, identify. What does your partner want? What do you want? Is this something I can do? Madam, this one that you're saying is difficult. This one that you're saying, but it's difficult. I can't do it. This one that Prudence is mentioning, me, I can do it. This other one, I cannot do it. Okay, why can you not do it? It's difficult. I can't wake up at 6 a.m. and start making you breakfast. Okay, let's work it out this way. There are powdered everything now, right? Can we buy some of this powdered stuff and just 30 minutes I have your breakfast? No, I want everything fresh. Another wahala. So you have to talk. You have to understand, if this is who he is and this is what he wants, I should be willing to do it if I want to spend the rest of my life with him. If she wants this, I should be willing to do it if I want to spend the rest of my life with her.
Yeah, that's very true. I think that's where the whole love language thing comes about, and people keep on ringing in your head. You need to know your partner's love language. Does he love this? No. Does he want physical touch? Does he want words? Or what exactly is your partner's love language? And a lot of people, I know that it's not something that is supposed to be just the basis of your relationship, rather, but it's important too, so that you will be able to understand the kind of person that you are going out with, or the kind of person that you are marrying.
Involved with.
involved with.
No wonder a lot of people will say prudence, understanding is key.
Yeah.
For some people, they will tell you, oh, once I love this person and he loves me, there's that mutual feelings, then everything will work. And others will argue that, see, there comes a time where it is not about that feelings. When your rent is due, when you need, like you are down, let's say sickness or all of that, will that feeling still make that relationship work? Like there are situations that will happen that it takes only understanding for the relationship to work. For some will tell you, oh, love is enough. Somebody will tell you, oh, honesty is key. Somebody will tell you the person should be kind, should be caring and all of that. But you see, when you talk about relationship, I've seen a lot of people, especially ladies, going through a lot because of relationship issues. Like there's a lady that's like she's currently on drugs. She's living on drugs for over 10 years now because of a failed relationship. And some people will keep asking the question, so what will I do to make this work? Somebody will tell you, maybe something is wrong with me. That is why all the relationship that comes, like it doesn't work at the end of the day. But for me, what are your beliefs? What are your values? Do you share that with that person? It makes it easy for you to understand. It makes it easy for you to flow. It makes it easy for requests to be made and the person will say, oh, take this, or oh, I don't have this, oh, can we wait, and you still flow with the person. If there's some shared values, shared beliefs, ideologies and all of that, things become easy for all of you. Like you don't have to struggle with the person. I hear people say, oh, I'll get married to him, I'll change her. Like
that's an illusion.
And then at the end of the day you are disappointed. A married man was saying that anytime he looks at his wife, he'll be like, Matakina. Like women. She too should respond, Mazakina. Men. Like the surprise, the shock that they were met with after the marriage. Like at the relationship level, everything was working. The love, now it was the love, it was about the emotions, it was about the feeling, and everything was so sweet and working. And then when they got married, and then the situation, the reality, like they were faced with the reality, and then the real them was showing. And then he will look at her and say, Matakina, like, so you mean this is the real you? And she will look at him and say, you too, you mean this is the real you? So what makes it work? A young lady approached me and asked this question. Like, I've not heard from her for a long time, and I know it's unlike her. So I decided to call, and she was crying. And she was like, I don't know what to do, Joyce, I don't know what to do. I'm 34. As at that, she was 34. And this relationship she started since when she was in school, university, like 300 level. It's about 2 years. Like they kept talking about, the guy came, matured, defined the relationship. So they planned it that after this her education, they were going to get married and all of that. So after school, like he kept just toning her, and he was not saying anything. Eventually, but he was still coming around, spending time and all of that. Eventually, he, unknown to her, he was seeing another person. And then he didn't tell her that, no, I'm not interested. He was still in the relationship, coming around. In fact, at some point, because she keeps birds, he decided to buy like about 10, 15 and say, please, can you help me keep this? And she was doing that fervently, taking care of them. At some point, she used her money to buy food for the birds. Unknown to her, those birds were for his introduction with the other girl. Lady. So on the day of the introduction, he came and then he picked the birds. In fact, he told her to help him take it to where they are going to repair and all of that. And then he collected, and she was, and for what? He kept saying, no, somebody is buying it and all of that. And he left with it. So someone called her that currently, this your guy is doing introduction. She said it's not true. That he came, he just returned with birds and that had all of that. And she was like, no, it's not true. But eventually she found out that, oh, that was true. She was asking him, Like, what's the meaning of what just happened? What played out over the years? And like, why were you assuring and all of, like, what did I do wrong? And that she even kept, no, it was devastating. She kept those birds. She was the one that did all of that. And she was asking me, what did I do wrong? I said, I was trying to encourage her. And she said, no, when will I start again? Like, how old am I? When will I start again? So, what is it that I did that made this relationship not to work? In his own opinion, okay, when she pressed on what the issue is, he said, oh, my people say I can't marry because you are from this place. So you didn't know about where I'm coming from for past 2 years until now, and you didn't even say anything, you're still with me. And so she was asking, what did I do that made the relationship not to work?
You see, yesterday we talked about standing strong. Yes, there are so many issues like that out there. You are just privileged to hear from her, that particular story. But we have, countless of them, the same story, that after investing time, and everything, like with each other. And then at the end of the day, like you hear family calling a family meeting. Is that at that point? That's when they will call family meeting, and they will tell you that you see, we in this family, or we in this part of the world or the community, you can't marry somebody from here. We're just looking at you. Probably maybe one or two people may have hinted him that we don't too, but I see like you like each other, but I doubt. And then you keep moving. Like at the end of the day, that's when pressure, and then you look at the kind of caliber of people that they will bring around, for that meeting. That's when you will know that yes, the matter is serious, and they will tell you. The moment you insist, you said that's the way to go, then everybody will take off his hand on you. And God help you. Maybe they gather, it's a family thing that they make you who you are. Maybe go through school and your training and the rest. And then the guy is fixed. He's fixed. And he start thinking. And that's where standing strong comes in. Can you stand strong and continue that journey? And then everything. Some people did that. They allowed it. They deserted them like family. Everybody will say, like, we are not in for this. But at the end of the day, you will see that God is blessing them. But it depends. What was the purpose when they started? You see, purpose is very important. I hear so many people will be saying, this guy is very kind. And I say, is that all? This guy is nice.
He's nice, the fruit of this.
He's nice. Like you will say, what about the guy? The first thing they will tell you that the guy is nice. Like you say, is that all? It's one thing to be nice. It's one thing to have purpose for that relationship that you are into. Because you can be nice even with things without purpose. You can't.
Sir, you know that. Let me not sound. I don't want to sound like I'm being rude or something, but I just trying to let you know that some ladies can never be far from being shallow. You can just call them with a smile, and they right there for you. Some ladies can be that shallow. They don't think. By they don't think, I mean they think, but not after. They don't think outside what is happening now. If you are with them on a dinner date, that's all they are thinking. They are not thinking, what's the longevity of this? They are not thinking, what is this guy made up of? They are not thinking, how realistic is this? They are not thinking, how do I sense things that will not last? They are not thinking, what if I give my whole heart and this guy messes me up? They are not thinking all of these factors. They are thinking of the immediate supply of needs. If I call him, does he pick? Yeah, he does. Well, he's speaking, he's checking on me. You see, ladies put things that are very light before them. They are not deep thinkers. Most of them, they are not deep thinkers. When a relationship ends, who do you see crying the most? Who do you see crying the most?
Our sisters.
But who started the relationship? The brother. Why is he not crying the most? Have you ever seen somebody putting money into business? People came and bought the thing, but he didn't make gain and he lost. Then the customers are crying. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what we, sisters, that's what you do. You cry over somebody's loss. Because you put yourself in the position to be seen as the owner of that thing. That is why it's paining you the most. Because, can I go a little deeper?
Go.
Okay. Ladies think about things that happen in a relationship, and that is why they cry a lot. Why are you crying over a breakup? I gave him my heart. I gave him my soul. Where did you see the soul that you gave? Him, what did he give you that he's not crying over the loss? Do you understand? What did he give you that he's not crying over the loss? He gave you stuff. I have said it on today's live one time. Brothers, we cry too about stuff, but we'll never let you know that we are pained. We'll never let you know. But you know what? Once we do this, we are out. We are out. You are forgotten.
Good.
If we want to throw a fling, then we can call you next time. We'll really throw it and still dump you. But you guys don't think far. You don't. What is it? Yeah, he's sleeping with me. Did he rape you? No, you agreed.
You want to hear what you have to say.
Right? You agreed. It's not like the guy raped you. You agreed. You literally said, you talked it out with him. You want to do this. I want to go to this place with you. Can you come with me? Okay, let's go. You went. In fact, you wented. Because it's plenty times. You wented. Several times. The guy is so, they are just, you are just being shallow. You are shallow-minded. Because you are heads over heels, whatever you are asked, you deliver. I am at your beck and call, baby. Okay. That's a blank check. We gonna sign it. We gonna withdraw, man. We gonna spend it. That's how brothers are. But you see, ladies don't understand how we are built. And the mistake that you keep making is that you keep asking women how we are. You don't ask men. You ask women. And these women are women. They have never for a second been men. So they will tell you based on what their mother told them. They will tell you based on what their friend told them. They will tell you based on. But that's not reality. If you want to know about a man, sit down with a fellow man. Talk to him. This is what is happening. Oh, it happened to you? Yes. Okay, let me tell you something. Have you ever seen a lady that has made the same mistake 10 times? Oh, yes, emphatically, yes, several times. Some ladies are with men just because of what they can get. It's further than that. You will never realize. The day he stops giving you that thing, maybe money, the day he stops giving you that money, but you see each other, as in with your eyes, not like you are seeing, it will hurt you more than anything. Because right now what you're thinking is, all he's giving me is money and that's what he's good for. Even if he doesn't sleep with you, one day, just one day, he will stop giving you the money. And then you start nursing terrible feelings. Now, maybe this guy has told everyone what he has been doing to me and all of that. Now, let's bullshit this. No, let's not. Let's not. See, decency must play a role in everything. Right now, brothers, in those days, sir, we are talking about what makes relationship work. In those days, secrets were sacred. It's no longer is. It no longer is. See, a lady will sit down with her female friend and be discussing something that we can't say on TV. But you know what? That lady has more stories than the person telling her with the same guy. She has more stories. It's not even imagination, it's a reality. It happened.
Wow.
I give you an instance. Joyce Jakada. This solo. Do you know, Prudence, when you warned me, I thought you wanted him for yourself, but I came to tell you I'm sorry. What he used my eyes to see. Kai. Do you know that Solo was doing this with me? At the same time, I was doing with Martha. At the same time, I was doing with Linda. At the same time, I was doing with even that cleaner. You do know that Solo was doing all that? Kai, God forbid. I will never trust men. She's telling Prudence. Meanwhile, the stories of reality about Prudence and Solo, they are times 10 of what she's saying. She's just like, are you serious? Wow. So that happened. Hey, men. Fear men. Wow. She'll just be, See, that's why I told you. Meanwhile, what she was telling her was for her to leave you alone. Because there were things going on. Only God knows the mortuary that they would have taken her if she had heard what transpired between two of them.
Yeah.
So you see, sir, when we're talking about making things work, we live in a society where anybody who sees or hears that you have something very good going on for you, they are not happy. So why announce it? I feel for people who announce every step of their relationship. iPhone 14 Pro Max, baby. You bought it, care. It's Peter.
It's him now.
Peter cannot buy iPhone 14. Is what name? Hendrix. Wow, he bought this for you. Peter cannot buy iPhone 14. Are we live?
Facebook,
I'm telling you,
YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube. Okay, if you are Peter, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make you laugh. You see, but you see, she would tell you this. She would tell you that.
Maybe Peter.
Yes, Peter. So she would tell you this. She would tell you that. She would collect from this. She would collect from this. She would collect from this, and everything he does to her, she has this friend. She's in a hurry to tell. Meanwhile, the friend looks like she's happy for you. And that is when wrong advices would start strolling in. Do you know what? I like girls who make their mothers their best friends. My friend in the US, his daughter told him that she wanted to talk to him. So they went back. They have this swing back. And she said, because she got permission to be with a boyfriend, because she turned 18, so she had the rights to do that. So she asked for permission to go and see him. So she went and saw him. And the father is a pastor. So when she came back, she told the father, and I wish they are watching because I'm proud of her. She told the father, like 3 days later, she started crying and she was trying to feel free. And she told the father, she said, I need to talk to you. He said, oh, let's talk. She said, no, let's go to the back. So they sat on the swing. And she said, when she went to see this guy, they had sex. Wow. The father said something blew him. But he manned it up. I was like, oh, wow. Wow. So, what happened? Why did you do that? Because he said he needed courage. Because he broke him. So she said, the guy said he loves her. He said he wants to marry her. He wants to be there for her. He wants to care for her and all of that. So she heard that and she fell for it. And she gave in. So the father said, okay, that they should pray. So they now pray, and then he now asks her to confess her sins before God and ask for forgiveness. So because the father told her that was a sin, but he told her, he said, you see, how would you feel tomorrow if he says he doesn't have interest? She said, no, he cannot. The father said, no, it's not like he said it. I'm just asking. She started like, Daddy, are you saying something? Are you? He said, no, I'm just asking. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, the boy dumped her. So they came back to the same swing and sat, and she was crying, and she was telling the father. The father said, well, you are still alive. He didn't shoot you with a gun at least. He didn't kick you downstairs. He didn't do this. You are still alive. So you have hope. So let's still pray. Pray to God to give you somebody. So he gave her and all of that. Guess what? She learned a viable lesson. From what I gathered, she learned a viable lesson. Sir, if the father was strict, that girl wouldn't have mentioned a single thing to any one of them. And for the rest of their lives as a family, nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever know. But you see, being free. There was a day I was there, I saw a post picture of him, and I said, like I was like, what is this? So I didn't call him, so I called the mom. So I said, did you see? You know when something goes wrong, is your son. Did you see your son's status? He said, I'm waiting for him to come back from school. I said, no. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Just leave it. Don't say anything about it. So she was like, that's cool. So I said, I chatted him. I said, how far? He said, fine. I back from school. How far? I saw you post. Who is this? I was just on the status. I commented. I said, oh, my classmate. As a matter of fact, Daddy, you know their family, but you just don't know her. Or she's just my classmate. And we are doing, what do they call this thing? Like prom. In the US, they call it prom. Like something like that. And then everybody, they were on personal. Everybody was taking pictures in school. So I said, that place is your school. He said, yes. That place too is your school. All these places are school. You say, yes. So I felt free. So I said, okay, so she's part of this. And he said, yes. I said, oh, that's great. So I called him mom. I said, this was what he said. And we felt comfortable. I said, so you see, if he had come back from school and he said, who is that? Don't try that. Give me your phone. He will find better ways to do it without you knowing. And it's the same thing with the relationships we have as adults. You know, we just sit down, and when you find out that your partner is not comfortable with something and you like doing it, do you know what you start doing? You start hiding it. Because you love it. When, as a matter of fact, if you had talked to him or her, there are better ways that these things can be resolved. I heard a Pastor Chris Oekilome precisely. He said something. He said, if your husband loves football, if he's going out to watch it, support him. If he comes home, he wants to watch, bring him stuff. Don't compare yourself to the match. I'm not saying, he didn't say that one, but me, I'm adding it. He said, don't compare yourself to the match. How long is a match, Solo? You like watching football?
90 minutes.
90 minutes. Oh, you watch football too. You have a team. Don't say it in church. You have a team.
I just watch it.
Okay.
Pastime.
You see, when I sit with Solo and he's watching football, I get angry over certain things. This guy, they should change him. That's why I don't like football. If I get me, I will break TV. So I don't want any. So let me not even go into it. You know, they insult this guy is a that. So you see, if you are free, your relationship will work. If you do stuff, let me tell you one thing about wrongs in a relationship. When you do one wrong, and it's your nature, there is no way. If you don't want your partner to know, you cannot use a right to deny him knowing that. You have to use another wrong to deny him knowing that. Guess what? You need to keep all these wrongs in office by doing several other wrongs. Where are you coming from? I told you now, I want to go and see my friend. Who? Prudence? Yes. Meanwhile, you went to see a man. And he asked you, You were well dressed. Is she the one that see your lipstick? There's nothing. What happened? You be like, no. Since morning, makeups will wear now. What are you saying? Tell me the truth. What happened between you and the person you went to see? And you told a lie. Do you know what you go and do? You start deleting all the traces on your phone, and you will call Prudence and make her lie. If Hassan calls you, tell him I was with you. But you know what? Men are smart. They don't go about stuff that way. There are several ways. Me, if I want to catch you, I catch you when you are forgotten. Because women don't keep records of their lies.
It's true.
They don't. Even if they do, it's for a short period of time. You remember that day now that you brought me this fish? Where did you even say you got it from?
Different story.
Yes. Your lies are not recorded for too long. It's like you don't have too much space in your memory card. So you like deleting the lies. And men, I will keep it and ask you on a day. Probably it's even a rainy season. I'll just ask you, that's your umbrella. Where did you even buy it? Meanwhile, I remember fully well you told me who gave you, and I was suspecting it's not that person that gave you. I said, you said you bought it at say it was even a gift. Said, who even gave me that umbrella? I think it was Prudence. Oh yes, that was what you said. It's true. Meanwhile, you said it was Solo. See, so men will not fight about stuff like that. We will hold it and keep grudge. And start loving you less till we replace you. So see, don't think if you are honest they will take you to be a foolish person. It's better. It's better to be honest and be taken as a fool than to lie and be taken as a good person. Because one day all of these things will stand before you and count against you. And there is nothing you can present thereafter.
It's true.
If you lie one lie, you need to lie another lie to keep that lie in office. And you have to keep lying and lying and lying and lying. How can you build a healthy relationship upon such lies?
It's true. And I like the fact that you mentioned honesty being like one of the key things that keeps a relationship or makes a relationship work. Any relationship that is based on lies, it's rubbish.
And most relationships these days
are based on lies.
Purely.
True.
You tell the truth once, you lie 50 times.
Find out the lady's lying, the guy is lying, and
okay, but who lied the most?
that question hasn't gotten an answer yet.
Adjust his seat. The way you adjust your sitting position, okay.
Who lies the most?
The
that
guys
question hasn't gotten an answer yet.
The ladies.
The guys lie the most.
That's how it comes. The ladies who say it's the guys who say it's the ladies. So there's no answer to that question.
Guys can lie.
Amongst married people, who do you think lie the most?
Men. Men.
Okay. Joyce.
Men.
Solo.
Unmarried people. Women.
Okay.
Wow.
Why women? And how?
Okay. If you look at women generally, they like keeping things. One thing that I discover is that, so many things will happen in the house, and you will not be told. And once you discover, that's when you will start hearing like there are so many things that even happen that one that you are even asking. That's when you start hearing the story, and then there's a way they keep the children from saying certain things. From home, they would.
That's another training to lie.
That's yes. They will tell them. You see, if your father comes and he asks this, this is
say
this. It's common with them. It's common with them, and then you give certain amount for certain things, and then they do different thing and they tell you different thing. You understand?
Okay.
Thank God you say they.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't say she because you will not
From
sleep.
that point,
You will not sleep in the house today. Do you know why women think that men lie more? Because there is a particular Joyce when you're interested in interpret what sort of interest is this? You are keenly listening. You see, women always think if you lie about anything, it's not a lie. But if you lie about who you are with, if you lie about where you were, if you lie about what you were doing, that one is a lie. I'm just getting this from what Solo said. Lying is lying, regardless of the magnitude and the reason. Regardless of the magnitude and the reason. If you lie, you have lied, and it's a lie. Don't see lie as it has to be big or small to be considered a lie. No, it doesn't have to. As much as taking 1,000 to buy something for the house, and you take 100 naira from it to buy a recharge card, and you don't even tell me, you are not honest. You can't be trusted, you cannot be accountable. But you see, sir, if you ask me who lies the most in relationship, is men. Why? Women put us in the position to lie, because if you tell the truth, it will not set you free.
In that case,
I still think that's
we are not teaching bad thing in church, but you see, we are just explaining things. I'm telling you, we're explaining things. But today's life, we are just explaining things that people love to do. Sir, you may even be afraid of going to the house that you are paying rent or you built, just because you told the truth. That's why we lie. Can you stand the truth? If I tell you, where are you coming from? Are you sure you want the answer to that question? Are you sure? Are you really sure? That's why I would tell you, I'm coming from watching the match. That's why I would tell you, my car stopped. That's why I would tell you, I'm not saying me or men, you know. We say things like, we want to save the marriage, we want to save the relationship, because truly, if you know the truth and you are told the truth, you can't handle it.
And you see that remind me of a point that I wanted to say earlier. You see, honesty is key, you know, in relationship. And then you look at it from the foundation. Like me, I'm coming. We want to build something. Are you ready for it? That's question number one. Both of us, are we ready for it? I may be ready, you may not be ready. You may be ready, I may not be ready. But the question here, are the both of us ready for the relationship? And what is the purpose? We normally fail
to ask and set these things right from the beginning.
From the beginning.
True.
Right from the beginning. I think it's very important.
And that's why a lot of relationships suffer, because people just go into relationship. Oh, this guy is cute. Oh, this girl is beautiful, and you just start relationship, and then you have different expectations in your head.
I have a scripture for them.
Without
beauty fades, the grass wither, the flowers would fade, but the word of the Lord would remain.
So you don't define it. You just start building expectations in your head. The lady is already seeing her house, she's already seeing children, the guy is already seeing this and that, and then eventually you keep lying to yourself, and then it gets to that point that the lie, you can't sustain it, and then everybody just goes his way. But honestly, relationship, what makes relationship work? If you really want to make a relationship work, you need to be honest, you need to be truthful. Like, can you have a shared belief, vision, values? Your relationship will work. Now, the person that you are with, is he in Christ? I think this is the first thing that, like earlier on, we're saying, oh, can we be realistic? What makes a relationship work? So we'll say, oh, she should know how to cook. Another person say it should be in Jesus. Another person say, no, let's leave Jesus aside. But see, the honesty and the truth we're talking about, you can only have it when you are in Christ.
But you see, there are some people out there that they are not Christians, you know, but they are honest,
and they are making it in their relationships.
Because even if you are doing a business and you are not a Christian, if you are not honest to the business, you will not make it.
Well,
So I'm just saying, but bringing the Christ, that's our foundation. It makes you stand out. That's just it. I see it that way. You know, Christ makes
it polishes it, and you stand out. It's outstanding. But
yes.
you know, I want us to digress a bit. Well, let's go back to the point that brought about this argument. Okay. Joyce, you said, "Hey, men can lie." Explain.
I think you had already explained everything, because as far as men think, you can't stand the truth. So because of that,
explain it your own way.
That is just my reason why I said I think men lie, because they feel that, okay, they are critical, they are calculative, they are not as expressive as women are when it comes to speech and all. So a man will just deal with the issue or whatever it is, and when you insist, a woman will insist on knowing what it is, and because he just want that to be a past tense, because he doesn't have time for all the dragging, he just tells you what you want to hear. I've conversed with guys and they will tell you that, see, you don't tell ladies what it is or the truth, just tell them what they want to hear, and everything will work out. You hear some telling you that ladies don't like the truth, they just like you to tell them what they want to hear. And today, this is the conversation on the streets among young people. When somebody is going to ask a lady out, he lies. He just tells her, "Oh, how can you just meet me today and you're telling me that you want to marry me?" Like, on what ground? So so because they feel that when you go with that message of marriage, she will agree. But when you just go there, let's start relationship.
God help you, age is not on your side.
You get so they use that. They just want to tell you what you will hear. Like, one was telling a young lady, "I want to marry you," and the girl was like, "No, say see you. Do you know if you see my house tiled everywhere? If you see my car, like, because he feels these are things that will attract her." So he was building on all of that. So guys today, or men, they lie. They just tell the ladies what they want to hear. Some will tell you, "I just want this discussion to just end."
Is that justifiable?
It's not, because like I said earlier, you can't sustain it for long. Lie does not last forever. Sooner or later, the truth will come out, and that's why some people are married but they are living in pain. Some will tell you that this person just deceived me, and then some will say, "Okay, I'm in the church, I'm a Christian," and honestly, it wasn't like I got married to this person or this lady or this guy because of what he said or what she said, and I just found out that it is not really it. I know a story of a couple that this guy wanted the lady, but he felt that she's a church girl and she won't accept me the way I am. He went and joined the choir in the church, not because he felt led to, but because she's there, and he felt that the girl would just want a church guy. So he joined the choir, and eventually the lady was in baptism class. He went and joined the baptism class as well. And so literally they were together in church doing this and that. He asked her out, she accepted, they started dating, they got married eventually. After the marriage, uncle separated himself from the church activities and all of that. She was struggling to say, let's go for choir practice, let's go for Bible study and all of that. And she found out, oh, he has this lifestyle. He drinks, he humanized and all of that, and she's married, and she felt like deceived. She's married to him. She doesn't want like the divorce based on biblical teachings and all of that, but she is pained that she was just deceived into the marriage. So there are a lot of guys out there, "Oh, I want good girl, I want a church girl because I want my children to be this and that," but they take the wrong message.
How can your children be who you are not? Because no, it starts from there. It starts from there. Your children can never ever be something different from who you are, because they spend most of their time with you, more than any other person else. The teacher might just be with them morning till at most too, but they stay at home with you. Weekends they are with you. Every other time they are with you. So where would they learn from more than that? They hear what you say to their mother. They hear what the mother says to the father. They hear your phone conversation. They hear all. And we live in a world where people don't sieve their words. Once it comes to mind, man, I'm saying it. It shouldn't be so. There are some things, when you have visitors at home, there are times you should tell the kids to leave the living room. If you have to say certain things. When you hear your children say stuff, you wonder, who has been coming to this house? Where did you hear this from? Oh, is auntie this. Oh, is uncle this. Oh, is this. You know? And they make so. What you said, Joyce, I think should make us carry this topic next week.
We have questions, a lot of questions already.
Oh, on Facebook?
Okay.
All right, let's see. On WhatsApp?
Yes. So someone is asking the question, what makes relationship work? As a Christian single, we are being encouraged to abstain from sex. And for me, sex is very important and vital in marriage. So what if I marry this guy and eventually he doesn't satisfy me?
Quick answer. Who are you comparing him to? I'm just saying, if you had stayed clean to enter the marriage, then how do you know that he's not satisfying you? Who are you comparing the person to? That's the angle I'm coming from, because I think if you don't really have a prior knowledge, that wouldn't really be an issue.
But Prudence, when a baby that was born is fed and the breast is taken off of his mouth, if he's not satisfied, will he cry?
Goes back for it. Okay, that's another argument there.
Yes, because you have to know that, man, more should be given, man, you know. We are not saying that is a very correct answer, question. But that is not to say that you should test it to find out. Because sex is soul connection. You can test it. The brother can give you what you want, but you can stop loving him even when he remains the one who gives you what you want. So what happens? You know, so that's why it's good to talk things out. It's good to discuss. It's good to discuss. You know, I don't think that that is why in Western world you see somebody, they have 2-3 children, they are living together, they are not married. It's still my girlfriend. We have 3 kids together, we are not married. That's how they practice it. But the Bible says otherwise about that. You see, and Westernization is not something that loves the word. There are a lot of things that are against the word when you are talking about Westernization. Can we take our thoughts for the day before we see if we have comments on Facebook? So let's take our thoughts for the day.
Relationships should draw you closer to God and not closer to sin. Remember that God is more important, so don't compromise to keep anyone.
Make sure you always appreciate yourself for the person that you are. Knowing your worth at all times, it helps a lot in relationships.
To be loved deeply by someone gives you strength, while someone loving you deeply gives you courage.
Well, that was our thoughts for the week.
Well, for me, for your relationship to work, be in Christ. Let the person have character. Be compatible. Compliment is key.
Awesome.
Yeah, and as we have been drumming, honesty, I think honesty is key. And can you trust that person? Even if it is a little bit, trust is key for me too. And I think is that imagine every bad thing that this person will do and think whether you can hold it or bear with it. I'm just saying that, by the way.
Honesty, trust, and then always remember that, you see, giving out information that are sensitive, you have to build the person to have the capacity for you to tell the person that vital information. If not, the person will just leave, whether man or woman.
I can boldly see a comment on Facebook by Philemon Timas. Men lie the most because is among the truth that set us free. Okay, men lie the most because it's among the truth that sets us free. But what makes relationship work is being truthful to yourself and give value to your partner, because the value you bear is what matters. Right? A lot in a relationship. Then we have keep up the good work. Then we have another person that is saying what has got nothing to do with today's life. it's okay if we close the show here.
We'll take the remaining questions in subsequent episodes.
All right, so we have a Facebook Today's Life community on Facebook. We also have a WhatsApp group. Should you want to join the WhatsApp group, the WhatsApp number is on the phone. If you want to join the conversation, believe me, is something that you should do. And please remember to be kind to one another. Tony Nakali, Joyce Jakada, Prudence, William Buka, Solomon Sambo Sabi. Thank you to the crew and everyone. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace, y'all.